What steps should you take to store your snowblower? Should you stabilize the fuel or drain it out? And should you even do an oil change? Here's what I do. Hey guys and gals, welcome to Garage Gear. I'm JB, and just so we're clear here, I've been doing these snowblower storage procedures for well over the past 2 decades, and they've never steered me wrong. These procedures are great for most snowblowers, and if you have an ARIENS Deluxe, lean in for this one. Something basic that a snowblower mechanic taught me is to simply run the snowblower out of gas. Gas goes bad after a short time, and it can clog up the jets inside your carburetor. I run ethanol-free gas in all my small engines, but I don't even trust that after a short time. All you gotta do is take your snowblower, put it out in your driveway, turn it on, and let it run until it dies.
You just set it and forget it.
This will get about 98% of the fuel out, leaving only a tiny bit of gas inside the bowl of the carburetor. And your snowblower will start up better next winter. And help this video do better with the YouTube algorithm, would you mind hitting that like button? Thank you very much. Now for an even faster way to get the fuel out and to ensure you get 100% of it, all you're gonna need is a wrench, or in this case, for this ARIENS Deluxe, a 10mm socket. Do you know where your 10mm socket is? I simply loosen the drain bolt on the bottom of the carburetor and let the gas simply flow down my funnel here right back into my gas can. I'm gonna take that bolt right out and there it goes. I like doing it this way because then I can immediately use that fuel right away in the spring in my lawnmower. This funnel is pretty handy because I can shape it and fold it in certain ways to put it into tight spaces, and I can even run the fuel right back into my gas tank with it. So pretty cool. I'll have it linked down below in the description. Now, if your carburetor doesn't have a drain bolt like this one does right here, what you can do is loosen the carburetor bolt right here, just a few notches, and the fuel will start to drain right out. And then from here, what I'm gonna do is just thread back in my drain bolt and tighten it down. Tighten it down, and you're good to go. This bolt's kind of handy because you can even use a screwdriver to do it. Another option is putting fuel stabilizer in the gas tank. Now stop. Small engine mechanics that I've spoken with are 50-50 on this. Some say to do it, and some say not to do it. Now, I tried this one season, and I went to go start the snowblower back up the following season, and it never ran quite right. I ended up doing a carburetor cleaning on it. And I recently did a video on a snowblower that was always ran on stabilizer, and it ended up needed a carburetor cleaning because it was only running on half choke. Now, I already know that some out there are gonna be like, I only use stabilizer, and I don't have any issues. Yeah, and I use seafoam. You do you. I'll be sticking with what works for me. For me, draining the gas out has been 100% drama-free. Hey, that rhymed. Plus, call me cheap, but I just like reusing the fuel in my lawn equipment, so that's what I do. The comments are about to get more lit up than a Christmas tree. Next, should you change your oil now or wait till the end of the season? Well, I always do mine at the end of the season because you got all kinds of garbage sitting inside that thing, and we want to get it out. The snowblower's been running and running and running all season long. It's a good idea to change the oil now so that way the snowblower can sit and bathe in fresh oil all summer long. It's also a good idea to lift the front end of the snowblower up and slide some blocks underneath so that way the oil can drain out the other end better. Flowing out nice now. That's after just 5 hours of use on this ARIENS Deluxe 24. And that's pretty dirty. I like doing this now because, let's be honest, most people forget when that first winter storm hits next season. Take a look at that up close. Would you want that floating around in your engine all summer long? I wouldn't. Once all the oil is out, reinstall your drain plug, tighten it down. That'll do. Remove the wooden blocks so that way you can level the snowblower back out. Then you want to go ahead and fill it back up to the appropriate level based on your owner's manual, or you could simply check it on your dipstick. And if you have one of these ARIENS AX 252cc new engines, what I'm doing is filling it up with 15 fluid ounces of oil. That seems to be the right amount of oil that has to go in these. All right, let's check the dipstick. And I did check with the owner's manual, and it recommends fully seating the dipstick to check the oil level height. We're going to take it out. And, yep, right in the middle of the threads. I guess 15 fluid ounces is the magic number. Also, I would not drain the oil out and let it sit all summer long without refilling it. That's a bad idea, and you're basically rolling out the welcome mat for rust to start forming inside your engine. I would not do that to a car that I owned, and I would definitely recommend refilling it back up after you drain the oil out. Now, less than 1%, do this next step. I'm gonna put the engine at top dead center. What I'm gonna do is pull the recoil lever out until I feel some resistance right there. At that point, I'm going to let it retract and put it all the way back in. That's it. This engine is now at top dead center. This is an actual engine piston. and my hand here will act as the cylinder wall. And normally the piston rides up and down inside the cylinder wall, but when we put the engine at top dead center, we're going to seal off the cylinder walls. This is going to help prevent any rust from forming inside the engine block. It's like filling the inside of a cannoli. You fill that all the way to the top. And speaking of rust, this is a great time to give your snowblower a once over with some kind of protective spray. This pressurized sprayer is filled with WD-40. WD-40 is a good, quick protectant, and it's readily available, and most people have it in their garage. It prevents rust on most metal surfaces, and there's some other better protectants out there like fluid film and liquid wrench rust inhibitor, but those are more expensive. WD-40 is cheap, and it works fine in a pinch. If you're interested in checking out how I protect my snowblowers with this pressurized sprayer and WD-40, I'll have that video linked down below in the description, as well as this pressurized sprayer. This will prevent rust and corrosion and shine your snowblower right up with a quick buff. And if you're looking to maximize the protection on your snowblower in the off-season months, be sure to check out my full snowblower rust proofing course linked down below right at the top of the description box. I show you how to get into every little nook and cranny so that way rust can never take hold of your machine. This is a great way to make your snowblower last a lifetime before you tuck it away for the summer. And to all those that have purchased the course and left a review, thank you very much. Now, before I took my snowblower away, usually what I do is I put down one of my snowblower mats. This is the ARIENS mat. It's a little dirty, forgive me, but that's exactly why I have it, because it keeps the rest of my floor pretty clean and it catches everything. It contains everything. It's even got WD-40 on it. This is a thick mat and it definitely holds up. Over here in this corner underneath my Pro 32 is my WeatherTech snowblower mat. And this one's much bigger, but it's also a little thinner at the same time. This one's a lot thinner in comparison, but again, it catches everything. And usually what I'll do is I'll put the snowblower there in its pole position right there in the front of the garage, and I'll park the snowblower up on the mat. Just in case it wants to drip anything, that mat will catch it. I'll have this mat linked down below too, and now it's time to cover it. So by covering the snowblower up, what that'll actually do is prevent anything from sticking to that fresh coat of WD-40 that I just caked on here. And WD-40 can attract some dirt, so it's a good idea to simply cover it up. And just like that, we are ready to go for the summer. Now, if you want to go for extra credit, your snowblower is going to love you for this. Here's some other things you can check out before you tuck the snowblower away. And I'll have videos for all these procedures linked down below in the description. The augers and the gearbox. Make sure that these are fully lubricated and greased up to prevent seizing. Also make sure that your shear pins are in good shape and replace them as needed. Also, it's a great idea to pop off your belt cover so you can check out your belts. You want to check for any cracks or breaks, make sure that they're in good shape, and if they need to be replaced, replace them now. You can also come around here to the back and pull off the belly pan. This way you can get a good quick look at the friction disc and your hex shaft, and if anything needs to be properly lubricated, you can do so now. The wheels. Now's a good time to make sure that your tires are properly inflated, and you could even take one other further step, pop the wheel off, lubricate the drive axle, and then pop the wheel back on, so that way it prevents any future seizing. This will make future repairs a lot easier. Bouncing back up to the engine, you can give your spark plug a check, make sure that it's clean, and you can properly gap it. This way you're getting the best possible spark. Coming up to the handlebars, check your controls and all your cables, check for any loose bolts, and ensure that everything's in proper working order. And if you have to replace any parts on your snowblower, now's the best time to do it, because you do not want to be waiting on a part in the middle of the first heavy snowstorm, waiting forever for it to come in while the snow just piles up outside. Now, all the procedures that I've mentioned here are small engine mechanic approved. And here are some frequently asked questions and topics that come up around snowblower summer storage. Can I just shut off the fuel at the fuel shutoff valve and get all the fuel out of the carburetor? Well, you could do that, but you still have gas in your gas tank that could go bad. Again, it's best to get that all out. Should I fog the engine or put a tiny amount of oil down the spark plug hole? I think that's a great idea, but I only do those procedures if I'm storing the snowblower for longer than 6 months. The procedures that I showed you here in this video work just fine for me season after season. And for me, it's kind of unnecessary because I'm always firing these engines up right away in the fall. But if I was storing this snowblower for a year or longer for whatever reason, then definitely yes, fogging the engine or putting a few drops of oil down the spark plug hole is a great idea. Rust in the gas tank. This topic is more controversial than putting ketchup on a steak. There's a couple reasons this happens. First off, ethanol in your gasoline. Most gas contains ethanol, which absorbs moisture from the air. The moisture can separate from the fuel and settle at the bottom of the gas tank. This creates the perfect environment for rust to form, and this is why I go back to getting all the fuel out. Again, old or contaminated fuel is a problem with this. This is kind of repetitive here, but leaving fuel in the tank for an extended period of time can lead to water contamination and corrosion. Now, some say they just fill up the gas tank all the way, put the cap on the top, and that's what they do to prevent rust. I see where they're going with that. I get it, but again, what are you leaving in the tank? Gas that can go bad eventually. So to those that do it, knock yourself out. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, because as I drain the gas out every season, I have never seen rust form in a gas tank in any small engine in this garage. To those that are seeing rust form inside their gas tank, consider pulling the snowblower into a controlled environment to reduce humidity exposure, such as pulling it into a garage or maybe into your shed. And if you do see rust forming inside your gas tank, you can buy a new one if necessary. Well, I got a battery snowblower and I don't gotta do any of this. Think again. There are still quite a few things that need some attention to. I'll have a video link down below in the description that goes over all the things that you need to check out on that battery snowblower. For more cool garage gear content, click or tap the screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.